Peace, everybody. It's Saturday, Christmas Eve, Los Angeles, California. I got Dancing Doug, first generation B-boy from New York City. We about to go live and talk about some history. Y'all stay tuned. There we go.
Yo, yo. What up, Mike?
How you doing today?
I'm good, brother. How you?
I feel pretty good today, Doug. I'm happy, another day to be alive and grateful to God for, just another beautiful day. Like it's about like 70, 71 degrees right here in Los Angeles.
It's 15 here in Atlanta. 15. I ain't say 50. I said 15. Crazy. It's going to be 70 on Friday.
Oh, it's pretty hot out here today.
That's good, man. I love California, man. Y'all got the mountains, you got the ocean, you got palm trees in the background. I'm palm tree envious. I just want you to understand that.
Yo, let me show you real quick. There we go, all the palm trees right there.
Yeah, man.
That's downtown LA in the back right there.
Yeah, I'm palm tree envious, brother. I just want you to know that.
Just to let you know too, Doug, right here, you see this, you see that building?
Yeah.
That's where they shot Breaking 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see my man Tom Black is on. What's up, Black Tom? Black Tom is on. That's one of the first B-boys too from Harlem.
Oh, Tom Black. I gotta get you on here too, brother.
Yeah, man. You need to talk to him, man. Yeah. He's legendary. He's in the Hall of Fame with us.
Oh, really?
Yeah, definitely.
Yo, Tom Black.
Hey, Ron.
If you're watching this, I'd like to go live with you though, brother.
Come on, let's do it.
Okay. So Doug, tell me about your experience starting with the Red Bull, getting the Red Bull experience. So you guys got awards for being in the Hall of Fame?
Well, actually, what happened was we had the Hall of Fame last year. The first class was the Herculoids, Zulu Nation, Zulu Masters, Zulu Kings, and TBB. This first official class that goes in, the first official class was this year with the crews, TBB, Dynamic Rockers, Incredible Breakers, New York City Breakers, and Air Force Squad from out there on the West Coast, from your guys, Air Force Squad. And then we also did Air Force. And then we did Pop Master Fable and Quick Step for individual awards. And then for the Blazer, the real Blazers, we gave to Alien Nest and we gave to Beaver.
Oh,
and then
Beaver's
we had
still around?
Oh, yeah. Beaver lives here in the other side of Atlanta.
Yo, you got his contact?
Yeah, but Beaver's into the church now. He's about to become a bishop now. Okay. So he kind of shies away from a lot of the stuff. He gonna get his awards though, because he's like, bring my stuff up to me, Duck. He won his awards though. Okay. But Beaver he said guys are still called and want to battle him. He's like, yo, he's a guy who called him, I want to battle you. And he's like, yo, what are you crazy? That's like 40 years ago, brother. That train that left the station. And then we gave the international awards to Carlito from Ecuador, and Sadowski from Poland, and then we gave the culture awards to Cross One from out there at the summit, Asia One. I'm sorry, Cross One for freestyle. Excuse me, Asia One for the summit, and Anna Rockefeller and Quick Step for New York, and Honey Rockwell, and basically Orko too from here in Georgia. Right. And what happened was Red Bull had approached me last summer saying that they want to have their big world championships in New York in November. And they said, well, we heard you're going to have your Hall of Fame in November. Would you want to combine the platforms? Oh, and so they was real cool about it. They asked us about, could they put people in? Could they select anybody? It was none of that. They was like, just combine the platforms. They put out platform on their bigger platform like that. And that's how it was. So we didn't get no input with them about, somebody was like called me saying, you Red Bull's taking over you and all. I'm like, shut up. You don't even know what you're talking about. They had no input whatsoever. And I respect them for that. They didn't come in saying, it's this, we put money up, we want to rent the place for you, so therefore we got to do that. We had a place. They asked us to bring our place down to them. We had a place already.
Oh, I
We
got
had
you.
the State Park. We did it last year with the stage. They got a brand new theater that the I think it was Robert Johnson, I think his name is, the guy who paid off all the Morehouse people for when they graduated. He paid all their school loans off. He's a philanthropist, a black philanthropist. He paid off all their school loans. He built a state-of-the-art theater in the Harlem State Park, River State Park in Harlem. He built it's a beautiful theater with seating, all the new AV equipment, stage and everything. And we had that for the one last year. We want to have it again this year, but Red Bull asked us to have it with them downtown. So that's the only reason why we held downtown with them.
Okay. All right. Just to let the people know that's watching this video, can you reintroduce yourself and let everybody know who you are? Because I know a lot of people is going to be like, who was the guy you were interviewing, Mikey?
I'm Dancing Doug from the first generation, from the Kool Herculoids, the Herculoid Boys. And my son-in-law, Robert Smith, my son-in-law is on here too. He does all the stuff with me too, Shannon. He does the other podcasts for a lot of the hip. But you didn't talk to him too. You didn't get on his podcast. He got all the fly hip hop kids too. He's real deep in that stuff too. I'll put you on with him too. You make sure you get with him because he gets everybody. He even got Boogaloo Shrimp. I couldn't get Boogaloo Shrimp. He got him. You know?
Oh really?
Yeah, yeah. Robert Smith is a guy.
I love it though, Doug. Like, happy holidays. I got some friends on here, you know, reaching out to me. But Doug, how do you feel about hip hop turning 50 next year though? I'm excited about it.
Oh, brother, you know, I'm turning 65 in a couple of days. So, all right, I'm telling you, I'm turning 65. I was 15 when it jumped off. So it's amazing to me because, you know, like I told you before, I never thought we'd still be here. You know, it was like we just did it for fun. Like people doing it for money now. We didn't do it for any money. It was just us, me dancing against you, me getting that circle to bust your behind. That's what it was. I'm gonna get in there and light this place up. I'm gonna do some new stuff. You know, we were ghetto superstars. You know, the girls are like, "Oh, what's up, baby? What we know? Oh, hey." That's all it was. That's all. I'm not gonna try to front. It was all for the dressed in fly. Back in them days, you had to be able to play ball. You had to be able to have, you know, good knuckle game, just in case.
Yes.
You know, had to be able to talk to girls, had to be able to dance and make some money. If you're from Harlem, you had to make some money.
Right.
But those are the things all that mattered then. You know, that's all that mattered in that world. At 15 years old, what else was there? You know, I'm dancing, I'm playing ball, I'm playing football, I'm playing basketball. You know, I'm having a good old time. I'm dancing like crazy, having a good time, going from place to place dancing. I just had a good life. You know, that's all it was.
And we're talking about like 73, 74?
73. Well, actually, I started dancing even before I got to Kool Herc parties. I used to go around Harlem dancing. I went to Cardinal Hayes in the Bronx in 71, and I started going to hanging out with Herc and them at 72, going to their parties, and since they started in 73.
Oh.
You know, I met Kool Rock first. You know, but I was going dancing all the time before that. That's why I tell people when they say about Herc being the father of hip hop, I said, you had people who could dance before, you had people who's a DJ before, we had people who's MC before, but together in that environment when it all came together with Herc's kind of music, with us changing how we was burning dancing then, how you had to change your burning into breaking because he kept extending that break. You know, back then we danced the entire record. You know, it just wasn't like no break part. You danced the entire record, and when the break came on, you know your fly moves when the break came on. Now the break went longer and longer and longer and longer. You had to make up more stuff and more stuff and more stuff. That's why I was saying yesterday that they called us, you know, breaking boys, because we used to dance to the break. We're break dancers, break dancers first, because we used to dance first. They call it break dancers first. That's the first terminology, from burning to break dancers, and then they start calling us breaking boys, then B-boys. And Sasa was the first one they said, B-boy, A1 B-boy Sasa, the first one. But Trixie being the first break dancer, because Trixie was down with Herc before. They was in high school together before I even met them. They was cool. Trixie was the guy before I even got up to the Bronx. He was the guy. So me coming from Harlem, I was Doug from downtown initially, because Harlem is downtown from the Bronx. Then became Dancing Doug from downtown, then just Dancing Doug, because Coke named me. Kool Rock named me.
Oh man, that's amazing though. So Harlem and the Bronx, how far is that? Is it just like right
Right
across the
across the
bridge?
bridge. I'm actually, if you go from where I lived at Polo Grounds, Yankee Stadium is 5 blocks over. I'm 155th Street. I'm 6 blocks, 155th Street, 161st Street. The very next stop of the train station is the Bronx. So you can walk across our bridge. You right by Yankee Stadium. You walk right up Sedgwick Avenue. I'm closer to 1520 Sedgwick Avenue than the South Bronx is and the North Bronx is. I'm only about maybe a mile and a half away from 1520. Maybe a mile and a half from 1520, from Harlem, across the bridge up Sedgwick Avenue, and you're right there.
Wow.
That's
some
what it
amazing
is.
history.
And that's why we had Chuck Center in Harlem. Everybody used to go dance at Chuck Center too, on 115th Street and on First Avenue. Just go to Chuck Center and dance there. And like the twins, Clark Kent, they would go down there, practice their moves down there, try to win the little dance contest and run back up the Herc spot and try their stuff up there. But they go practice over at Chuck Center. But Harlem, Black Tom will tell you, Black Tom, Curtis Blow, Billy Bill, Blue, Danny, all of the Hill Boys. We call them the Hill Boys. That's the first crew out of Harlem. They all that was their domain was Chuck Center. That was their domain.
Right.
That was their domain. So we go dance there, then we go up to Herc's parties. But Herc's parties where everybody cut their teeth. You was nobody till you got to a Herc party. You had to get your reputation at Herc's party.
That's amazing though. You know what, Doug? I read Dapper Don's book, Dapper Dan.
Dap.
Yeah. Dap, and in his book, Dap was saying that he was a dancer too back in the day when he was a kid, and he mentioned in the book that all the best dancers in New York came out of Harlem. Is that true? He said, period.
Well, you know what? Harlem had the Renaissance. The Renaissance. So everybody gravitated from Harlem. That was the Renaissance. All the writers, poets, musicians, dancers. You had Stravers Row in Harlem. It's an area in Harlem where the brownstones, they call it Stravers Row. All the musicians, they all came there. When I went out to Paris, near this one, what's the name of that hotel? Josephine Baker lived there. Louis Armstrong lived there. They had a spot the block where they all with their mail from. They all congregate right like one spot, have jams right there. But when they came home, they come to Harlem. So Harlem always said, and even and here's my one story too. When Trixie pulled that damn dildo out on me and did a little move on me, me and Rob Wright went back down to Harlem and we practiced doing the Lindy Hop in the Charleston, the old Lindy Hop in the Charleston, and did that on Give It Up, Turn It Loose. Tore the place down. We tore the place down, doing the Lindy Hop, all that kind of Charleston stuff. We did that to Give It Up, Turn It Loose, lit the place up. But no one talks about that. They talk about the damn dildo. They talk about the dildo all the time. They don't talk about the Lindy Hop. They talk about the dildo.
Somebody did the same thing too in the battle, like back in the day. People used to go like this. They would put it in your mouth. A dude came out. He brought a dildo and he put the dildo out, bro, and everybody went. The whole place just went nuts though, because that was like the next level though, bro. That was like so embarrassing though for the other guy.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing though. That's an old move. So that's an old recycled move, brother. That's a recycled move from the 70s.
Is it?
What's old is new. But see, here's the funny thing though. When Trixie, this is history too. Trixie was on his way out, retiring now. We fading out. The young guys, Sasa, Bobo, Clark Kent, the twins, they taking over. As we get out the big circle, they moving up into the big circle. Trixie just decides to challenge Sasa, right? Now Sasa's up and coming young bull, He challenges Sasa. Sasa seen him when he did the joint with me with the dildo. When Trixie trying to pull the dildo out on him, Sasa came with a scissor. And Trixie pulled the dildo out. Sasa ran up there like this, snap, grabbed it, threw it on the ground, stomped on it. Crowd goes crazy. Ah! And that's why he got the title A1 B-Boy.
So what does A1 mean though? Like I never really heard that term.
A1 means the best of your crew. You're the best. A1, you're the best. A1, you're the best.
Okay.
So of his crew, he was the best. Well, he didn't have a crew. They called him A1 at the time because we were phasing out. We were the older guys phasing out. He was a new bull top guy. Never been defeated. I got defeated once. Trixie got me that one time. He got me that once. I got his butt though. I got his butt surfed. That bastard got me. He got me there that one though. He got me good. He got me good. He got me good. But I love that brother. We go at it all the time. We sit there, we laugh about it all the time, But they call A1. So you got a crew now. Say you're the best dancer in your crew. They'll call you the A1.
Okay.
You're the A1. Even though it's one crew, y'all, one guy who's like the one who really does the hardest work against the best dancer, that's your A1. So it could be A1 to all the crews. But back then, he was the first person they said A1 B-boy.
I like that. I like that. I never really heard that term, to be honest with you, until you guys started speaking.
It's a lot of history here that we could be putting out now that people just didn't have that big disconnect between our generation and the next generation, because most people sort of heard about it from the second generation on, and that's what most people got first exposures from the second generation on. We were the first ones, but we stood out there and laid the foundation. People came behind us and just kept knocking it up, knocking it up, knocking it up, knocking it up. Got better and better and better and better and better.
Right.
So, beautiful thing, though. I love it.
Yeah. Another question for you. I know when I seen you, you were working on the documentary. Can you give me an update with that? Because I know that's probably almost a year ago that we did that. And I kind of want to know, like, what's the stages, where you're at with that right now?
Right. I just did Honey Rock Orco last, was it last weekend? Last weekend. I did 174 interviews. And we were going to transcribe now, but I just shut it down for COVID, though. When COVID hit so hard, I just had to shut it down. And then my business picked up again, so I had to go back to my business again, my travel business. So, but now I'm actually, hold on, I can show you. I'm in writing like every morning. I'm writing like crazy. One guy's supposed to help me with the editing in January. Some guy get all the writing done. I'm pulling all the interviews. When I make a statement, to pull that interview in to say this, and here's a guy speaking about that. This, here's speaking about that. Here, and like I'm doing that now, pulling all the interviews together. So I may have to do a follow-up with maybe 3 more follow-ups, because things I found out when I first started, that now that after being like a few years, I've seen something like a lot more information to go back and say, clarify this. You know, I found out some things that I need some clarification on, because just like I made a mistake about some stuff I said before, I had to go clarify it last night. So I want to make sure everything I have have been clarified and corroborated properly. Because people told me stuff in the beginning, I didn't really know that much about the game then, I'll just get back in. But now after 5 years, I done talked to everybody. Now I'm like, oh, okay, now I know what you said back then. Shaky.
So what's the name of the documentary again? It's
going to be called Going Off, the evolution of breaking, of B-boy and breaking.
And when you finally complete this, where would it be viewed at? Is it going to be like on streaming apps, or where can you find it?
That's a good question, because Netflix asked us to do it, asked Kirk to do it, right? He asked us to do just the first generation guys. I took it upon myself to do everybody, to sort of show the whole evolution of it, the chronology of it. I'm thinking now we might be going back to them, but see, some people are telling me now, do it stream, so I'm not sure. All I want to do now is get the product right. That's my primary objective, get the product right first. Then we'll decide where we're going to go. I want it out by the summer, though. By the 50th anniversary, I want it out by August 11th. I want it out by August 11th. That's my goal.
I hope you keep my part in there.
We'll keep you in there, Mike. You in there. You West Coast. Man. You West Coast important. You West Coast important. It's important too, because like even when it's doing the Hall of Fame, bringing in Air Force crew, to bring in the West Coast. It's important to me from what I've been doing all the research. We got to bring the West Coast in, because that's important. We got to make sure we represent. Yeah. So I'm on it, brother. I'm on it.
Yeah, because just for your information, the West Coast, we elevated breaking though, bro, like super high though. That's the only reason why it got to these crazy levels, because the people that were on the West Coast, they took it to that level, and then it got to Korea and Japan, and it just went crazier though. You know what I'm saying? But our pioneers that took it to that level was Star Elements crew.
Okay. Well, you know what? I'm gonna call you before the Hall of Fame for next year. Because we got to work on that, because we got, we already got a panel. We actually got a new panel now, so we got 3 panels on the Hall of Fame. That's gonna be every year. That's gonna be our real, the maiden thing of the whole breaking experience. It's the Hall of Fame. That's gotta be our epitome of what we do. That's gotta be it. The crown jewel of what we do is the Hall of Fame. Because just like you think every time, I say it all the time, the best players from your high school go to play college ball. The best place for your college screen, the best of the best, go play for NFL. But only the best of the best of the best go to the Hall of Fame. And that's important. So that's got to be our thing. That every year we're going to do the Cruise, we're going to do the Blazers, we're going to do the international awards, and lastly the culture award. Those 4 categories. So every year we're going to be nominating people, and somebody might get in this year, may get in next year. You know, like guys is mad at me that didn't get in. I mean, people like coming up to me like, yo, Doug, yo, I ain't get, yo, Doug, how you gonna leave me? I'm like, yo, relax, brother, relax. You know, everybody can't go in the same time. Number one, everybody can't go in, period, and everybody can't go in the same time. You know, so some gonna go in, some may go in a little bit later. You know, like the NFL. Some guys go in, some guys just don't make it, and they were good, but they wasn't like the exceptional good, who really blazed the path. Like some people who actually blazed the path, you were one of the first people who did something to make the culture go. That's important. That's Hall of Fame. You know, so like that. He's smiling. Look at you smiling.
I
Look
like
at you smiling.
I like that, man, because I think finally the B-boy is going to like start doing things professionally.
Right.
Document it right. So 30, 40 years down the road, that even today's generation have something to look back on and say, yo, in 2023, when I was a teenager, like this is what we had, that we had a new version of like the freshest kids. Right.
It's important though with that, because if we don't document our history, it becomes somebody else's. Somebody gonna say, hey, I mean, I'm making a joke about it now, but that guy they hit on the little interview, the kid was saying, oh, I created breakdancing, I created the pop locking, I created the robot, I created the electric slide. Then he said, I created the Weibo too, which is a dance they do, the Boricua brothers doing up in the Bronx. He said, I created the Weibo too. We were like, what? And then he said, this is the funniest thing in the world. He said, I was at a club on 14th and 9th Avenue, and my friends got around me. I got on the floor, started hopping around on the floor, my butt, and they made a big circle. That's how I fall on the floor. And the next day, I saw some Puerto Rican kids with some cardboard doing my moves. I was like, yo, that was the. I was like, yo, how you even gonna say that with a straight face? With a straight face.
Who is this guy?
I don't know, some crazy mutt. No, I don't even know his name. He was so. I'm gonna send the video to you. My son-in-law, Shannon, is on here. I mean, crazy. I mean, this so. And the guys interviewing him. I'm like, y'all didn't like get up and slap it. Man, wake up. Are you okay? You know what you got? Open your mouth up. Pull. You got a pill on your throat. You stick your finger to pull. What you got? What you ingest? You know? Crazy.
Hey, you know what, Doug? You are truly right about that document on history. There's a kid I seen on YouTube, white kid, and this guy was like, hey, can you introduce yourself? And he was like, yeah, my name is Mikey Ice. I was looking at the screen like, bro, what are you doing right now? Like, you're not Mikey Ice.
He's not Mikey.
His name is Mikey Ice. He's Mikey Ice, though. Like, that's his name. He spells it just like me.
That's crazy. See, you can't get away from people that want to imitate you. That's just the reality of life. But when they start literally taking your identity, that's identity theft. You should have them arrested. Slap them. Wake up. Wake up. It's not you. It's not you.
I'm like, bro, how old are you? Like, he looked like he was about 20 years old in the video, and everybody always just like,
yo, you can't get away from it, man. But see, I don't, let me say this. I understand that everyone wants to get a part of this now, because it's, you know, we came up in a disco era. Disco was it. Hip hop starts as like a revolutionary thing, you know. We rebellious. We go to a disco era. You go to a disco party, they throw you out. You get there, you start breaking, like, what you doing? Get up off the floor. Get out. Throw you out. You know. But now those same guys are saying, "Oh, I was hip hop back in the day." And we're like, no, you wasn't. You used to throw us out your parties, punk. Now all of a sudden, I was hip hop from way back in the 40s. I was in 1970s. I was a hip hop DJ. No, you wasn't. No, you wasn't. You know, but that's just the reality of life. Everybody wants to glam onto it now. You know. So and also I got a shout. You know, like Black Tom from Drew Hamilton. You had kids from Harlem, Polo Grounds, Carl Wright, Eddie Davis, like really, really. Wayne Will. I see Wayne Will up there. Wayne Will. You you know, Red Alert came from Colonial Projects, and Red Alert was going to Kool Herc Party. So you had everybody gravitate to Kool Herc parties. That became the spot. You know, no matter where you came from, which part of the Bronx, you still had to come to Kool Herc Party to cut your teeth, because that was the spot. Even James Bond, you know, Bobo, those are Smokatrons. You know, Smokey, DJ Smokey. And Smokey was bad. We had the Smokatrons. They had to come to become Herculoids, because that was the place you had to go. You had to go to Herc's parties to cut your teeth to get that kind of, you know, recognition. My man Pluto was on. What's up, Pluto?
Yo, Pluto, we were just talking about you, brother. I want to do a live with you too as well. So if you see this, let's talk about some B-boy history.
That's the history. That's the band right there. That's the historian right there. If it wasn't for Pluto, we wouldn't be talking right now, because Pluto's the one who actually found all of us. All the old guys. It was Pluto that found all of us and brought us back together in the fold.
Yeah, I seen that. He had a Facebook group page though, right?
Yeah, 70 B-boys, 70 breaking people, yeah. It was Pluto. Pluto. I'm telling you, I can't give that brother enough respect and enough thanks. You know, even now, he's gonna be working with me on the documentary to fill in all the gaps I got, because I got a lot of history now, but he got the real history, all the stuff. He got it straight through, you know. So we start putting people into the Hall of Fame. That's what I'm going to fall back on too. He's one of the primary. We got 3 panels now. We had 2 panels. Now we got 3 panels. So we brought in Asia, we brought in Rockefeller and Quick, we brought in Honey Rockwell on one panel. We got Cross and Nemesis and Pluto on the other panel, and Taekwon. And then we have, you know, the old guys, the first generation guys on the top panel. So we have a triangle down. So we get all the referrals and make sure we can, you know, vet everybody, and then we vote to say who we're gonna put in. It'll be this person. They'll go in for this award. So I don't think we'll have as many. We had like 40-something people this last time. It was just so many of them because of crews. You know, because of the crews, Rocksteady crew, Dynamic, Incredible Breakers, and New York City Breakers. And then we had a whole list for Air Force, but we only gave it. A Little Caesar came out to accept for Air Force. A Little Caesar came out. Yeah, Caesar was there. So we got our West Coast. Orko was there. Little Caesar was there to represent the West Coast.
We gotta have the West Coast, man.
Yo, I'm on it, brother. Anything if I'm gonna do something, it's gonna be comprehensive. I'm not gonna be doing no kind of shade to one side and shade the other. It's all the truth, and I know how significant it was and important that the West Coast had to contribute to the culture. It's significant, and I'm making sure that's represented. That's for sure.
Yeah, the West Coast, bro. I know you don't live out here, but like in the early '90s, we had the DJs too, which was the Rocksteady DJs, DJ Shortcut, Qbert, the Mixmaster Mike, and Apollo. They was winning all the DMC contests. They were like pretty much the best DJs in the world, and they were from San Francisco. They actually banned them from entering the DMCs because they were that good.
Okay.
Killing
That's
it.
cool. So you know what? When I make sure before we get down to that next one, I speak to you too, brother, because we want to make sure we get the right ones from the West Coast out there to get represented too. Because we're gonna put new crews in every year. There's be new crews going every year. So I got the four-headed monster. I call the four-headed monster here in New York. I got them out the way. But it's still other crews, you know, the Crazy Commandos, you know, Floor Master Tops, you know, who eventually became New York City Breakers, most of them. But still in all, we want to make sure we represent all the different crews that were significant to the culture growing.
Right. Yeah. Shouts out to Pluto. He said they retired from the DMCs. That's true.
See, Pluto's on. He on everything, boy. Nothing get past him. Nothing get past Pluto.
Yeah. Me and Pluto, we talk. We exchange, you know, information on Facebook. Yeah. He knows his stuff though, bro. Like, I was pretty impressed by him, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's my dude.
Yeah. Doug, I got a question for you. As far as like the Olympics coming up in 2024, with your opinion though, like, how do you feel about that? Do you think that's gonna like boost b-boy culture to like the next level for people to start like creating their own brands, like being personal trainers and being videographers, and like, how do you feel about that?
I think it's a great move. And a lot of people I spoke to, obviously when I interview people, I asked them how they feel about it. But I think it's a great move because it opens so many doors for us. And my problem is that is b-boys out here struggling who are significant to the way this culture started and grew and impacted people all over the world, and they're starving. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
That is so wrong that these people who actually the pioneers are not being reimbursed with their contribution to this culture. So if you're doing something where they're calling them to wear merchandise, they're calling them to do interviews, they're calling them to be judges like that. They're opening schools where soccer moms are saying, "Hey, I can put my kid into breakdancing now, to b-boy, instead of playing soccer, or both, or not just karate. This is a good sport too." Excuse me, all those opportunities to open schools, to be a videographer. I mean, we already in the doggone cartoons. We in Disney. We on all the everything. Our culture is everywhere. I mean, this is so mind blowing that this culture has impacted so much of the world, of the entire world. But our people who started this are not being remunerated and taken care of, and that's wrong. That's why I said let's get this Hall of Fame, so you can get recognized, and then when things start coming around, they'll go, "Oh, well, there's a Hall of Fame. Let's see who's in the Hall of Fame. Let's talk to these people."
Exactly.
There's a method to the madness, so people can know who are the best ones. Well, these are the best ones here. Find this person. Let's talk to him. Find that person. Let's talk to him about this. What do you think about this? What do you think about that? As opposed to some random mutt off the street, like my son-in-law kept saying, some kids saying from Beverly Hills, sitting like, "Well, I'm Joe Blow." Yeah. Well, I know about b-boy life. I can tell you about b-boy life because never been to a cipher, never met anybody about this thing. But he can fall back and say he can talk about our culture. He gets that job. He gets that kind of endorsements as opposed to our guys.
I know. You're right, Doug. I'm glad that you see it that way. Because I can see it going that way. I can see anybody from the outside taking all those job positions where it's like pioneers, myself and everybody else. Like we should be recognized. We should have first dibs on those.
Right.
That. Every culture has that. Skateboard culture has that. Boxing culture has that. Like football culture. People that play football now, they're assistant coach. You still see them. Doing the up in the booth. Writing the plays down.
Right.
And we should have that with break.
We have to really do something to make sure our people are taken care of. Look at what Curtis Blow is doing with the Hip Hop Alliance, starting a union for b-boys and rappers, MCs, that they can get union coverage and get pension and welfare benefits, health benefits. These are important. That's what I'm saying. We try to take that next step to protect our people. Curtis, my brother, that's my dude. Since we was little kids together. To see how he thinks the same way, we got to start doing something, that next step. Because if you're satisfied with just being a dancer and having fun with your friends, that's cute. But you're not thinking about what's your next step. We got to make sure that next step, that we provide for our own people. Because if we don't do it, somebody's going to make the money off this here. They've already made billions off of this already, billions off of this industry already. And our people who did it, who laid the foundation, who are the pioneers, have not been remunerated for it. They've been like, "Oh, that was cute, but we're going to do this over here." And we got to make sure it's our thing. People recognize, you want to come talk about it, talk to one of them. Talk to somebody here, talk to our people about it. It's important. It's important. And that's why my role, I'm a businessman. So my thing is, I'm not thinking about this. I don't need the money. I tell people I don't need. That's why I do interviews. I don't want no money. People's like, "Well, I got to pay me." You ain't got to pay me $1. I don't care about no money, because what I care about is the culture. Make sure the culture gets spread properly. The actual history gets spread properly. That's important to me. I don't care about the money. I want to make sure our people, because I got guys I know who are struggling bad. And it makes no sense to me that our people who did this are struggling. It should not be that way. We got to look after our people. We have to do that. That has to be the goal that all of us adopt. That we all stay united. Like I was saying last night, I was on Dr. Cologne's thing. What's up, brother? I saw you where he waved in.
Okay.
Dr. Derek Cologne. I was on this thing last night. But what I was saying then is, like, as I said before, we have one long line. All of us are on that line somewhere from 73 all the way 75, 79, all the way through 2012, whatever year you came in, you're on that line. We're on one long line. And whether you're Asian, whether you're from Morocco, whether you're from Poland, whether you're from South America, you're all on that one line as a b-boy. Italy, France, Germany, wherever you're from, Berlin, Middle East beat, what's the Middle East, the beast of the Middle East, what they call them, the Middle East beast, whatever. Yeah, Middle East Beast, the Belgians with attitudes, whatever the case you are, you're in that crew, you're on that B-boy line. We're all on the line together. And we got to look out for each other as B-boys
We
all
have
across the
to.
line. And B-girls too, you know, and
Yes,
recognize the girls too.
yes. That's a yeah. We gotta definitely uplift them at the same time. We
Right,
have
we
to.
have to.
Like they can't be left out.
No, from day one, when we first started, it was it was B-girls straight up with us from day one. We had a bunch of girls with us. We had Kimmy, you had Ducey, you had Noonie, you had Darlene, Gracie, Aileen, you had Sister Blue, Mother Earth, Sandra, Janet Rock. That's 10 B girls right there from the original crew. That's 10 B girls right there from the original crew.
Are those females? Do you have contact with them? Are they still around?
Yeah, Aileen's around, Janet Rock's around, Sandra's around,
Please give me
Darlene.
in contact with them, please, guys.
I'll do that. Yeah. Girls was definitely from day one. And then Kimmy is Trixie's sister. Kimmy used to dance
Oh,
against the twins. Let me tell you something. The Myers family, Trixie, Rossi, they call Underdog, Kimmy, the Myers. Those three from the original Herculoids from the same family. Come to find out that Wallace D was actually their cousin. We didn't find out till he was in the car going to do the interview. They were looking at something, they talked about something, and he pulled out a picture. Wallace D's father looks like Trixie.
oh,
They didn't even know they were
oh,
cousins. They didn't know they were cousins. That's how close our families are, you know? So you got that family. I say the royal family of B-boys is the Myers family. The royal family
okay.
of rockin' is the Diaz family. Because then you got Angel Batch, you know, Batch as from TBB. You got FH75 too, and you got Abby, right? And you got Esther, who's
Hmm.
TBG. You know, so I call the royal family of rockin'. And I
Oh,
think
okay.
and Esther's married, I think, to Frank, who's the rocking whiz kid, you know, who does all the rocking stuff. So you got that royal. I call the royal families. That's what I call. They don't call themselves that. I call them that. That's the royal families. The Rias family there. I call the royal family of rocking from TBB is the Diaz family. That's what I call them. I call
Oh,
them.
right.
You
You
know,
called it
but
right.
but you see, yeah, but we got so much history here. Ducey, is my family because my daughter's mother, that's her first cousin. So her brother, and here's the other story. Easy Al, her brother Easy Al, the Burnside Boys was really one of the first dancing crews when we first started Kool Herc parties. They wasn't breaking; they just was dancing. We used to do the hustle like this at first. They used to do the hustle back. I used to call it thumbs up. They would dance. They were doing it backwards like this. They were doing it backwards, their thumbs up like this.
Hmm.
You know, then we started doing this breaking on the ground stuff. They wasn't really the ground stuff, but they was like, you know, but they was real cool. The Burnside Boys. Somebody called them B-boys because they called the Burnside Boys. You know, but
Oh,
the breaking boys who started breaking boys from break dancers to breaking boys to B-boys was us. You know, but that's all history. It's a whole bunch of history. I got history like for days and days.
I love it. That's why I wanted to talk to you. You know, because to me, you're a scholar. You know, I like the
Thank
way
you,
you
brother.
articulate. You know, the history, and that's what I'm about. Like, I'm not like you. Like, I want to hear. I want to hear three sides of the story. I want to hear Europe, the West Coast, and the East Coast, you know. And I'm definitely incorporating women because I know when I was coming up, women was everything. Like when I first seen dancing, like when my mother was doing the bump, you know, and the gigolo or whatever, the alligator, the whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like I was inspired by that, you know, but I was so young that I was shy. This is before breaking. I
Right.
was shy, but all the women I see were like they was dancing and like they was good though, and they would be battling the brothers though too, straight up. They
Oh
wasn't
yeah.
going to the floor, but on top they was getting you.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you something. Darlene, Darlene, I used to they call dancing doll. Teeny Rock was my man Teeny. Teeny was going with Darlene. That was his girlfriend. But she was my dance partner. I used to see Aileen for a while. Aileen would dance with Rob, right? That was her dance partner. But me and Darlene was go. Darlene and Trixie won a contest together. He never. I hope he's on. You never paid her money, Trixie. She still won her $50. They won a contest together. They still talking about that. But Darlene would light brothers up. She would light them up. She would light them up. Kimmy would dance against the twins. Kimmy would go against the twins.
Really?
Yes, Kimmy would go against the twins. I mean, Kimmy was like, yo, because she was Trixie's sister. And she said, I take some of your moves, Doug. I take some of my brother Trixie's move, add some of my moves in, and I go harder for everybody. Kimmy, I love her. I mean, I love her to death. That's my girl. But you see, we had people then. Janet Rock and Chip, would hustle, and Janet would break dance and she would hustle. So you had that same thing with that flow, because at a Herc Party, we used to break, we used to hustle, we used to dance, and we used to do slow dancing. We always had slow dancing, which they lost that in the culture.
And I hear too.
They lost that. Yeah, they got to bring that back to the culture, man. You need that back. You need that. Y'all need that. Need that.
That was the best part. That was the best part of the parties when you did your thing and you changed your shirt and you hear that jiggy 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 jiggy. Whatever slow song that it was, though, bro, that you had to get you a girl, and if you met up with the girl, that was probably the girl that she was leaving with the night, as long as you got that slow dance.
Right, and if you messed around and didn't get her, somebody got her for 7 records in a row. You done. You through.
That's it. Yeah, exactly. You think I'm gonna ask her on the next dance, and then when they sped up the music,
you done. You done. And you know what the funny thing? It's like I always knew. Like, because Herc would play all the fast stuff, Coke would play the slower stuff. But he always started with the Delphonics for The Love I Gave You. And it starts up, and are you going to want to love me? Whenever he said, and are you want to go? I'm dashing. I have my girl spotted because I know about this time they play X Amount song. I'd be waiting, and so said, and are you going to want to love me? You want to hug me and squeeze me. For the love that I give to you. Once he said, and are you going to want to love me? I would be like, dude, dash to the corner, straight across. Because if you didn't get that girl in, somebody just be standing aside, turn around, and he got her. You done. Because they got like seven slow records in a row. You done. So that's our reality. And you had to learn how to do the 500. It was a dance we did. They call it grinding. But you just go all the way down like this and come all the way back up. You go down slow like this, all the way down to your knees. It come back up like that. So you learn body control, That was learning body control. That's why I said you learn how to make love that way. That's why all of us are love. B-boys are lovers, boy. Don't let nobody fool you. We got that. B-boys are lovers, brother, because we got that right. We hold them like this. The perfume come out the collar like this, hitting you in the nose, out the collar.
Man, bro.
Like this.
Too many jewels. Dropping too many jewels for the new school kids. They're like, what?
Black Tom said yes. He know. Black Tom know. You know, Tom. Tell him, Tom. Tell him, Tom. He said yes. He know. We used to be doing it, but that 500 be like this. All the way down, all the way back up. All the way back down, all the way back up.
Shouts out to iRock. What's up, iRock out there in Hawaii?
What's up, iRock? That's my dude, too.
Yeah, iRock is cool people, though. I met him back in the day. He was also part of Zulu Nation in Hawaii. That's how we met.
Okay. Yeah, I talked to him about a month ago. We spoke about a month ago. Yeah, we spoke about a month ago. Yeah, we talk every now and then. Yeah, that's good, brother.
Yeah.
All right. My brother, what's up? Good brother. I'm so blessed, man, because I'm connected to everybody now. So I'm in my glory, man. I'm in my glory, brother. I'm in my glory.
That's why I wanted to bring you up, because I feel like just trying to like make that transition, introduce you to like my platform, which is I have a lot of a younger generation too that look at what I do. And I just want them to get the knowledge, because I feel like for today's B-boy, we need people like you and me to be spokesperson, to be, ambassadors for B-boy culture, where we can say, things that are on an intelligent level, where people can say, you know what, like, I didn't live through that era, but them stories, they sound great. Because that's what it was about, Doug. That's what it's about, bro. When we went to the jam, though, bro, if we went to the club, we break and we got all excited. But once the DJ put on that Key Sweat, Make It Last, I was like, bro, be back in a second. You hear that?
You see a Black Tom saying left leg in there. Black Tom said left leg in there. You got that leg in there like this. Go ahead, Tom. Tell him, Tom. He tell him. You better get with Black Tom too, brother, because he's a legend too.
Really?
Yes, absolutely. Sapphire Crew, I think they call him. Yeah, get with him, bro.
on here though too, brother. Yeah, Black Tom. My name is Mikey Ice. I'd like to speak to you too, as brother. I'm just trying to get all these stories together and just keep it exciting. I'm going into the new year, you know, like just having these stories consistent. You know what I'm saying? So by time when the Olympics hit, like everything is documented and it's like it's solid. You know, it's like there's no gaps.
That's right. Sapphire Crew from Harlem. That's right. Yep, from Drew Hamilton. That's right. That's right. That's right. I'm telling you, we got so much history here, brother. You know, and the fact is that we now reconnecting everybody together is so important. You know, Tom went into the Hall of Fame with me, so
Oh, really?
he was a couple years. We was the same school when we was kids too. So, you know, that's a little small thing for my heart too. You know, to see him that blaze like he did, you know, and become such a prominent b-boy. That's a beautiful thing to see that. And he was that guy. So he's in the Hall of Fame with us. So we got the Herculoids, we got the Hill crew, we got the other Harlem crew, we got, you know, the girls too, and we got, you know, the Zulu Kings, and we got TBB in the Hall of Fame for the very first class. The very first class in 2021. And 22, we got the big crews in 2022. But the foundation of the first generation, the Harlem crew, the Hill Boys, and the Zulu Kings and TB. I call that era, the first era. You know, so first generation might be, you know, the Hercules like called first generation, but the first era where it kicks up from 73 to 75, 77. Those brothers, you know, and sisters too, because we got our girls with us too. Our girls got the awards too.
Yeah, we gotta have them, man. I stress that so important, so man, to lift up the women, because if it really wasn't for the women, like I don't think that I would have got my dancing like as at a high level, because the girls were the ones that were killing it on top. So you know what I'm saying? Like you already know that era. Black women, like back in the day, it was all about dancing. I'm sorry, it was just straight up dancing. And if you wanted to battle, believe me, they was ready. Ready.
Curtis Blow told me about a girl that he's battled against too up in Chuck Center. He's like, yo, and at the Duke, he said, man, he was kind of like, damn, she bad as he's like, yo, she was like everybody up. It was like, damn, like God trying to avoid her because she was like everybody up back in the day, you know. It's like that. Girls are dancers. That's the thing is, we're dancers first. We were dancers first. And that's how we became dancers. Then we started doing the breaking part. But everyone was a good dancer. And that's why you look at the guys who break, the ones who got more rhythm with it, as opposed you can teach anybody to do this, and this. But the ones who do it with a little rhythm with it, it looks better because they dance with the rhythm. You know, they bring it to the beat. When you hear the music and you see them. When it's off, it's disjointed. But you see them dancing and they catching that beat, it's like it's rhythmic and your eyes and your ears connect together. And people don't realize that. You got sensory things. You got to work the senses together. If I'm dancing, I'm watching you, I'm hearing the beat here, and you're dancing, you're jumping off the beat. I can see the beautiful moves, but the music is not connecting my brain. But if I see you doing it, like I saw this young boy here in Atlanta, he was doing something. He did a head. He said, Doug, my leg, I messed my knee up, so I can't do too much other stuff. But he did a handstand. He was like doing those small things. They did a handstand, caught the music was on, da-doom-doom, bing, da-doom-doom, bing, da-doom-doom, bing. He said, he did a handstand, da-doom-doom, threw himself up the air, bing, and caught that straight, bing, and lock. I said, that's what it is. Because now I saw that, I hear it, and I go, boom, that's what's up. That's how, you know, so when you see that, you hear that, you go, you feel the pride, because as I was saying last night, the dance changed. It's not what it was when it started. Like Charlie Rock always says, you know, you can't have a Lamborghini without a Model T Ford, right? So I see my curly move, which they call the shuffle now. Okay, all right. So I see that move, like, okay, I see that move. So I can see some of the moves, but they got so much new stuff that came and came and came. It got so much better and so much better and so much better. I just sit back. I marvel. I just marvel. Watch. I was at Red Bull BC1 watching the kids. I'm like, yo, y'all don't know. It's not just pride. It's pride, but it's also admiration for it. It's affection for it. It's reveling in seeing an art. It's a dance art. Just keep evolve before your eyes. I remember seeing this and seeing that and seeing this, but I remember seeing from the very beginning to this, to this, to this, to this. And now it's up like here. They like astronauts now. They doing all kind of crap. You know, I'm like, whoa.
I love it. You know who I
Loving it.
like? You know who I like, and you was there to witness is a brother from the Ruggeds called Lee.
From where you said?
He's from a crew called the Ruggeds. His name is Lee.
Oh yeah.
You was there. You was on stage. You was watching him.
From BC1.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, cause I see so many. I didn't get all their names. I just watch it going like this. I was just totally blew away.
The reason why you can recognize him too, because it wasn't too many brothers like on stage that was representing.
Okay, I know you're talking about then. Yeah. He was bad too.
He's flexible.
He was catching that beat too. He was catching that beat too.
That's what I'm talking about.
He was catching that beat. Yes, I remember that. I remember that fact. Me and was his family from Incredible Break was sitting next to me in Mars, and we were like, we thought he had won, and he lost. We was like, oh, we thought he we were saying who won. We were saying, watch, we judging ourselves on the side there, and when he lost, I was like, I thought he won. I thought he won. Yeah, I thought he won. Yeah, I know you're talking about. Yeah,
I like that. Even the way he was dressed, he looked like a b-boy. He was in clean. His outfit was matching. He listened to the music. He was timing everything. His flexibility, coordination. Yeah, I was like, yo, that's good. He's one of my favorites today. Yeah, I liked him too. I remember seeing him now. I actually thought he won. I actually thought he had won too. Me too. Yeah, I thought he had won. I want to be a judge. Finally, I want to be a judge now. I want to start judging stuff too, because I'm gonna be like, yo, dance, come back and make that shit look right to me, because just jumping around. I mean, I understand the moves and everything, but I want to see the rhythm. I want to see more of the rhythm of it. That's what I want to see. We've kind of evolved past that, because we're from the break dancing to the rocking to the power moves to just breaking only. So they do a couple of steps and go right to the break. They do whatever, little 6, and they go right to the break. Instead of dancing a little bit more, or even dancing in the middle of your break, because I didn't get certain moves in, but dancing in the middle of your break. And one of the girls I saw too, she was dancing a lot too. I can't remember her name. I wasn't really good at watching names. I just watched the people dance. But one of the girls, she was good. I was saying, I like to see people who can actually dance and do the break. I'm like, that brings me back to the beginning. Yes. That's awesome though, Doug, man. Like you said, I know we can go on and on forever. I'll just ask you one more question and I'm gonna get going. What advice would you give to today's generation, people that's watching this though? Like, what advice would you share with them, like, to basically contribute to like what we're doing today? Like, what advice would you share? Number one, support each other. Stop trying to tear each other apart. We gotta stay united. We have to stay as B-boys and B-girls. We gotta stay united. That's the most important thing. Don't tear each other apart. Don't tear each other down. Yeah. Support each other. Support each other. It's so critical we support each other and we keep a united front of us against everybody else, because when we're tearing each other up, that's the worst thing we can do, because somebody else walks in and takes advantage of us. While we divide and conquer, it's the easiest strategy in the world. That's the most important thing. But the other thing too is practice. Learn this and practice. Somebody challenge you. So when we battle it, Mikey, somebody challenge you. Yeah, but practice your stuff. I'm gonna start dancing again myself. Because I see so much now. I'm thinking I could do some of that. I can't do all of it, but I can still do some of it. I'm old, but I ain't cold. That's what I say all the time. I can do some of that. Get your top rock down. That's all you got to do, Doug. You get your top rock down, bro. You can go to any circle. Yeah, but I got that part. I want to get on the ground, do a little sport on the ground. I got to get some more of that. Some of that stuff they do now, I'm going to try a couple of them. I'm going to try something. I'm going to try a couple of things. So I'm going to try it. I'm going to come out next year with something. For the 50th year, I'm going to come back. I'm going to get Trixie out there. Where Trixie at? I'm going to get drag Trixie back out there too. Drag Trixie out. We're going to battle again. That's what we're going to do for the 50th year. 50 years ago, brother, 50 years we was doing this. 50 years, man. It's amazing. 50 years. That's nice, though, man. So what you got going on for the holidays, though, Doug? I know tomorrow's Christmas. Like, what are you doing? I'm low key, brother. I'm low key, man. I'm writing this documentary. I shut my business down for a month to focus on the documentary. So I got till January. So everything I'm doing is documentary. That's it. I'm tying all the stuff down, the video clips to all the statements. That's what I'm working on now, and getting a database together. So I'm working documentary only. That's all I'm doing. That's it. Wow. That's it. That's all I'm doing. I want to get this thing done. Though. Yeah, I want this done because we got to get our history out. We got to. That's important. That's critical. Yeah. Appreciate you even taking the time to do that, Doug. You know what? I'm excited to see it because I seen who you had though, and like just being able to hear their stories in 2023 would just be like, it would just make me feel so proud, you know, because I stood by breaking, you know, like for a while, you know, and just to see it like, you know, start to unfold, like get all the original pioneers to really start sharing their stories, you know, before, you know, people end up passing away. I think is extremely important though, because once they pass away, their stories die with them. I wish Frosty Freeze was alive.
Yeah,
That brother
yeah,
had,
yeah,
yo,
yeah, yeah,
Frosty.
yeah.
I spoke to him though, bro. We was in a hotel and he broke it down. He was telling me about Rock City Crew because he used to be
Mhm,
down with Rock City Crew,
mhm. Yeah.
and he was down with another crew called the Young City Boys.
Mhm.
And Ken Swift was a part of that. Ken Swift and Doze.
Yeah. Well, I talked to Kenny too. He for next year. I got to bring him in next year for the Hall of Fame too. I talked to Kenny too. But I'll say something on that same note.
Okay.
When I started doing it, it took me 2 years to find Wallace D. Wallace D is one of the very first.
Oh,
Trixie
really?
and Wallace, the first two in the Bronx. Wallace D, yeah. Took me 2 years to find him. His brother's name is Bosco. It's another one of the original B-boys.
Okay.
2 years to find Wallace D. In the car, Wallace D and Trixie found out they was actually related. I told you about that, them being cousins and stuff. I interviewed Wallace D that day, Trixie, myself, three of us sat together talking about us battling against each other. Curtis Blow and Little Lep from New York City Breakers. 2 weeks later, I'm in Mexico. I get a phone call about 3 o'clock. Wallace D had a heart attack and died.
Oh. Oh.
At 7 o'clock, I got another phone call. Curtis Blow had a heart attack and lived. On that same day, two of the guys I interviewed 2 weeks before both had heart attacks. One died, one lived. I was talking to Shabadoo from out there. For 2 years, we had a B-boy call on Tuesday nights at 9 o'clock. Every year, every Tuesday, for some 2017 straight through. Every Tuesday, 9 o'clock. Talking to Shabadoo, all of us together. Curtis Blow, Trixie, Twins, Chip, Sasa, you know, all of us all together on one B-boy call. Alien Ness too for a while. And I'm going to go out to California to interview him. He died. I'm talking to video from Ray the Rock Crew from coming out of TBB. Video talking to him, boom, 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 boom. He died. I talked to Squirpy. I sat down. The best interview we had of all the interviews we did. Pluto will tell you the best interview we did of all the interviews was with Quick Step, Batch, Alien Ness, Pluto, and Squirpy. It was Shaka from the original Zulu Masters.
Ooh.
I'm at Red Bull at Red Bull One. I'm calling them on the phone saying, "Yo, I got the tickets for you for the BC One championship." I'm calling him for the Hall of Fame thing. He didn't show up. I'm calling him like, "Yo, with Scorpio." I'm calling him. He died that day.
No. Oh.
Yes, and I'm calling him all day Saturday. Come like, "Yo, where you at, bro? Where you at? Where you at?" I had to finally, and it broke my heart. I just finally tell them this person's not coming. Because they were saying, give us a list of who's coming. I kept dragging it out. John Jay. I was dragging the list out. He said, well, give me a little bit more time. He said, okay, another half an hour. Finally, I said, he's not coming. He was dead. So that's why it's so critical. Yeah. That's why it's so, I don't even know how he died. I don't know. I don't even know how he died. But I know that it's critical that we get our history tied down. It's so important we tie our history down. Because I may not be here. You know what I'm saying? So as the history gets tied, we got to get down in writing all our stories.
Yes.
And especially from the beginning, so people know how this thing come from, where did it come from, how did it start, how did it elevate, how did it evolve, who was significant to make it better. Because I tell everybody, I don't care who you are, what did you do about the dance? Did you make the dance better? If you didn't make the dance better, I ain't got nothing to say to you. Did you make the dance better? Did you make up something? Did you make it better? If you didn't do that, we ain't got no rap.
I love it, bro. Thank you.
All right, brother. Good talk to you, Mike.
Thank you, Doug. I appreciate you. Happy holidays. Happy New Year's to you. And we'll be in touch, though. And thank you for sharing everything. Pluto, I'm going to get to you next, too, brother. I'd like to hear your story, too, as well. I wish everybody, I rock you, too, though, man. I want to speak to you, too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like to hear about Hawaii, what's going on with you. Blue from the Renegades. That's my brother, though, too, San Francisco. I'd like to speak to you, too, though, brother. I wish everybody out there peace.
All right, y'all. One.